Let the 80s week continue. Alright, 80s style riffs. This is pretty much a cheat code for them. You heard it a bunch in that little intro jam there. I kind of flavored it in there, what we're going to talk about today. But this is 80s week. So if you don't know what 80s week is, I just launched my brand new course, 80s Rock Guitar. It's available this week at 68% off. You can snag that down below if you like. If you see anything in this video that you like, there's basically 10 times the amount of content about this. There's a huge riff writing section inside of the course. And we're giving this sweet, sweet fiddle away. Charvel, Warren D. Martini. That's also going to be linked down below for you. And if you dug that intro tune at all, I'm tabbing out both the rhythm and the lead sections for it. That's going to be added to the course. And I'm going to teach it all on a free live clinic on Sunday. So if you want to support the channel, check out the course. Get it while it's here at that 68% off. And let's write some riffs. Okay, so here's the trick. Oh, it's right there. It was in front of us the whole time. So if you're working out of the key of A, this really fascinating thing happens when you use power chords, but not these power chords. They do sound cool. I do like those power chords. But when you use the smaller ones, a lot of 80s riffs were kind of smaller in nature. They didn't have all this big, huge low end like what we have nowadays in our guitars. It was a lot of those types of riffs and pedaling on that A string. A is a great key for 80s riffs because, well, you get to use open strings. Now, here's what was really cool about this. If you take these chords, so we're just going to do like an A5 power chord, but we're going to do it in the higher octave. So we're going to do 7th fret on the D and the 9th fret on the G. Okay? Then you're going to go down to an F5 power chord, so that's going to be 3rd fret on the D, 5th fret on the G. Then you're going to go to a G5, which is going to be 5th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G. So, already kind of an 80s riff, right? Like, you know, okay, I can hear that. Add a little palm muting A string in there. You've got yourself a riff. But instead of just having that, if you know your scale, so again, in the course we cover what I call the 80s scale, which is your Aeolian mode, or the minor scale. If you know this, you can move these chords around inside of the scale all over the place, but you can include open strings on top of the chords. So let's just say, for example, we want to keep these chords. Like that's kind of our riff center. But we need an intro. Well, I could pick these chords out, but obviously if you just do this, you have 2 notes. Not as interesting, right? But what if I added open strings to it? Oh! Look at that. The riff kind of comes alive. And what else is cool, and I always loved when they would do this, like Warren D. Martini, oddly enough, would do this a lot. And he kind of does it in the You're Back for More. That whole thing, but he goes like this in the one part. He does it in Round and Round. That real palm muted percussive sound with open strings. And that's what I did in that intro. I was like, okay. You do it. I just love that sound. It's a really easy way to add another layer of dynamics to your riffs, but we're not really changing anything. We're just adding open strings to it. So that's just with the most basic power chord shape that we all know. imagine if you added all these different shapes. You know, we cover a lot of stuff like this in the course, but we give you different chord shapes to try, and this is where you really start creating those dynamics. So the possibilities are pretty much endless. You know, this one is focused more around the key of A, but you could do it in other keys, but just the key of A works really well because you get that open high E and B string in there, and you can add these cool little things that sound so much more complex than what they actually are. So there you guys have it. 80s week continues, riffing your face off, hopefully. And I look forward to seeing a bunch of you on the clinic on Sunday. That's open to everybody. So if you want the tabs for the intro song, all that stuff, it's inside of the course. If you already have the course, go to the riff section, get some of those drum tracks I made for you, and try to come up with your best 80s style riff using some of those open strings. So we're gonna bounce out of here, guys. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. Check out the course, link down below, 68%, save you some dough, and I don't know where that's going. And we're gonna end it bluesy, 80s riff style. How would this go? There it is, 80s riff style. Later, guys.